They succeed because they think they can. Virgil. My friends, each and every day, 10 to 15 minutes, that's all we ask. Everything is up for the day and up big, except for gold, it's down big. Let's jump into these charts as I pull up my trade execution summary grid for Tuesday, the 24th of June. Now, don't forget, if you're a Patreon supporter at any of the three levels, every single day you get emailed to you our analysis and predictions, and that includes all 5 of the ETFs that we track: S&P 500, NASDAQ 100, 20-year bonds, gold, and Bitcoin. And it is one hell of an analysis and prediction. It's about 2 pages, and it breaks it all down for you, along with the trade execution instructions and that very valuable trade execution summary grid that I'll be touching on today. That includes the directional probability percentage-wise, entry point, exit point, expected move in dollars, and the back test accuracy. Now let's jump into these charts. And again, we're not a stock, bond, Bitcoin, gold calling service. We're an education firm. We want you to practice with us, and you will see the success that you can have. Let's jump into the S&P 500, bounding up 1.10%. That is beautiful to see. Of course, we have been long quite a while in the S&P. We've been talking about topping, and I was saying, hey, it just looks like it's getting long in the tooth. We are still directional probability of continued bullish upwardness, and dang gone it if it didn't just take off today and bound up 1.10%. Now we still have, we were looking more and more like a doji. We ended up with a green spinning top. We've got a little ways to go before we hit that prior high from back in January and February, but we're not too far away. That prior high, as you can see here, was 610.78, right around there. It was close to it if you look at those several weeks there, but we are getting close to it at 606.78. And of course, we are still long. Your directional probability and your backtest accuracy is listed there in your trade execution summary grid. We have been long a while. We were waiting, seeing if things were topping out, but dang gone it, things took off today. And again, probably based upon some of the news out of the Middle East, and not so bad maybe sounding as it was going to be with oil and everything else. Remember, energy has a big effect on our economy. You shut down the Straits of Hormuz. You know, if oil goes up to over $100 a barrel, you know, you can have all sorts of problems with the economy. But so far, and of course, that's all subject to change. We have exogenous events happen all the time. Any day it's possible, but it's a good day today to be along in the S&P, even more so in the NASDAQ 100. Look at that, bounding up above the prior high, 1.53%. It had already gotten closer than the S&P to that prior high. We are still strongly bullish with a decent backtest accuracy. In fact, our bullishness is the highest in the NASDAQ 100. You'll see that, Patreon members, in your trade execution summary grid. And we still see some movement there as we look at our 2-day chart, which finished drawing, of course. Look at all that really high volume. Green spinning top, punching up. You can see it was up in the morning, up in the afternoon, and things looking good when it comes to both the S&P 500 and the NASDAQ 100. We continue long in them. So let's move from there to 20-year U.S. government bonds. Now, I told you to pay attention as we had the interim low, and then we had, we had things slowed down, the volume pumped up, but we only got a doji that second week after the interim low. Then 2 weeks ago, we had a green spinning top, potentially portending the turnaround, but again, volume just wasn't high. But it has slowly kicked into drive on bonds, and they've just been relentless in their move from bearishness into bullishness. I just have a hard time saying bearishness. I like it when things soar. But what do we see now? Well, we are more than a coin toss, bullish going up with an okay backtest accuracy in 20-year U.S. government bonds, and they were up for the day. We've been announcing things turning around into the bullishness, and it looks like it is continuing. Decent 2-day candle, not quite up to average volume. You can see, though, on the half day, those 2 days in here have been decent. The weekly, again, we're just through Tuesday. Let's see if we can get up to average volume, particularly as the average volume line has been dropping as volume's been reducing over the prior 3 weeks. So we will keep an eye on bonds. We are technically long on them. Let's go to gold. Now, gold, we have been bullish on gold for a while. And gold, again, started the week off with a green, ended the week last week with a green up candle, and then started off a little weak this week, just sitting right there on the weekly trend line on the 2-day chart. And we can see with this massive down movement of 1.57% for the day, gold is really blown off. Now, we've seen gold blow off before recently, haven't we? We go back to the 12th of May, and then things turned around. Well, we're seeing a big down day on gold. We had some down days last week, running through Monday into Tuesday into Friday, and then just sort of hovering there on that weekly trend line on Friday afternoon and Monday, but then punched down on Tuesday. Look at all the volume on the 2-day chart, and look at the volume in the morning where gold just rolled over. So we will keep an eye on things and see what gold ends up doing for us as we continue to punch through this week, and if gold's going to recover. And again, depending on sort of what goes on in the world, of course, gold is that long-term, millennial, multi-millennial store of wealth and value. We shall see. And we will go from gold to what some people consider digital gold. Where are we there? Well, we're looking at HODL. And HODL is, again, at a coin toss. It did pop up strong today. As far as our directional probability, we're sort of wishy-washy on that one. Yesterday, we felt, pretty strongly down. Today, we're sort of up. Again, it's just showing you sort of where things are. We've talked about all that pressure from the 2-day chart ranking things down. We had a big up day in Bitcoin. Well, not a huge up day. We've seen crazy up days in Bitcoin, but 2.40% is nothing to laugh about. But if you look at where it is, it's hanging out what? Right there below that weekly trend line. And we can see where the 2 days hanging there too. After we had that high of highs back on the 19th of May, things sort of sliding sideways, and this week still looking like a down week. So again, a bit ambivalent about Bitcoin. I seem to feel more bearish than the numbers on our charts are showing. So again, I felt more bullish about 20-year U.S. government bonds than the numbers were showing. And so far, I'm right. So we'll see how we continue to push through this week. That is where we are, Patreon members. Before I did the show today, I'd already sent you out your email with all the information, including the analysis and predictions at the very top of the email, the trade execution summary grid for Tuesday, the 24th of June, and the trade execution instructions. God bless, my friends. All the best from the whole team at Charting Wealth.